All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Real Music Observer. It's Dave observing real music in real time for real people just like you right there. Yours truly here. That's creative pointing versus annoying pointing. No. It's not going to work for some people. And neither is me talking about this whole Styx and Dennis DeYoung thing. I am really big in the chat rooms right now, all these chat rooms, all this social media, all of the basement folks out there. Look, you don't all live in basements, but there's got to be some other stuff you can do. I mean, you know, you could mow the lawn, take out the trash, you know, see if the sun is shining today, those sorts of things. And look, I'm glad I'm helping foster conversation in these rooms. And guess what? It's, you know, the old adage, any publicity is good publicity. So I'll take it there, so long as I'm not getting the death threats and the threats to my family and so forth. I'm completely good. You make fun of me. I'm thinking about coming out with a t-shirt. I'm thinking about maybe for the other folks, I manufacture a dartboard. What do you think? Dartboard would be cool, right? My face on it? All right. And I'm sure people would pay top dollar for that and have a really good time, because you need to vent. You need to vent. Speaking of venting, Dennis DeYoung did venting on his Facebook page and was very successful. I loved his post, and even Ultimate Classic Rock, their website, has picked it up and has posted, you know, maybe a paragraph or two of what Dennis had to say. In those paragraphs, Dennis more or less says, hey, you guys are admitting Roboto is a big hit. This comes down to money. How about one last tour? Dennis is still throwing the idea of a tour out there. Amidst all of the hate, amidst Tommy Shaw saying on the big interview with Darren Brother, the big, very big interview, he says, look, I just want to be happy. I don't want, in this time in my life, I just want to be happy. So this is what you do, Tommy, okay? You call Irving Azoff, because he's the only guy that could probably pull this off. And you say, hey, Irv, listen, we'd like to get Dennis back in the band, but we need Dennis to be separate from me so I can remain happy. I don't know about JY, but I cannot be happy being too close to Dennis, okay? So you just put some clauses in this contract that say, hey, Dennis, maybe you got to stay 50 feet away from Tommy, even on stage. You know, you build a big enough stage presentation where Dennis is up somewhere on the keyboard, not a stationary keyboard, by the way, not one that spins around, just a stationary keyboard with Dennis, okay? And Dennis has to stay in his little pen. He can't get out. Tommy's way over here. He can play guitar and he can wander anywhere he wants, okay? As long as he doesn't get within 50 feet of Dennis. They can both be on stage at the same time. Now, this tour, by the way, you wouldn't have to book Tesla or Joan Jett or anybody. Don Felder, he could, you know, just go and play his Eagles stuff solo, and he doesn't have to kind of augment what Styx is doing, because this tour would be big enough where you wouldn't need this co-headlining stuff, because Dennis would be back in Styx. And yes, these shows would sell out very quickly, so long as Tommy can play nice and show that he's not just full-time 100% acrimony all the time. Same with JY. And I have to give Dennis credit, because after seeing these guys do Roboto, again, my reaction was, I can't believe they're doing this. The song that they bashed for over 30 years, the album that supposedly broke the band up and all this. And look, for all of those folks that like Styx in this current incarnation with the Lollipop Guild and JY and Dennis, and by the not Dennis, but JY and Tommy, they do have a really good drummer too. Okay, one of the finest drummers out there. All I can say is that's good, but this would be epic and better. Okay, we'd hear the whole catalog. We'd hear the stuff that we don't always hear. And by the way, all the fans that say, well, we don't really want to hear the schmaltzy Dennis stuff, really, then why did the band add Roboto to their set? Because supposedly that's the schmaltz right there. So anyway, That's my video as this conversation moves forward. Again, my position, by the way, has been very consistent on Styx. So if you go back, I've been saying now for a couple of years that I'd like to see Dennis in the band again, even when Dennis wasn't talking about it, and even before Darren Brother did the big interview and asked the big question. And the question, Tommy answered it, and he said he just wants to be happy. Well, a lot of fans, Tommy, want to be happy too, and we'd be happier to see you, Dennis, and JY on a stage once again, singing all of your hits. And time is running out. It truly is. Dennis, I think, is going to be, what, 72 pretty soon? You know, he still sounds great. Do it before it's too late. Talk to you soon, everybody.